Colin le va a pecar. Eso nunca se ve. No mames, pues tiene que elegir a alguien de la TAM, güey. Son dos.
Keep the island warm for me, okay, my man?
Hey, look, you know I will. You know I'll probably build a little log.
Se viene, chat. En verguiza empezó este desvergue, güey.
Oh man, yo, you stay busy, boy. Okay, this is the manly man for you folks, okay? Colin the Crow Clark. Don't mess with him.
I want you.
Ojo, se vino.
There's a part of me that kind of hopes all of the trash I've talked about PK just gets him to win this game.
It might happen. Honestly, my folks, we've seen crazier things out there today, but we are currently underway with our first map in our last series of the day. It is the Knights versus Rebels here on Reactor, and you see Demon with that power weapon control to kick this one off. It is the Knights with the early lead, but Demon working around here, looking for angles with his squad, and PK, they have the nades to work with, and I love that nade that he tossed to push those players in front of him.
Qué buena entrada de crack.
I don't think he was able to backpack it because the thought process was to detonate it, so that nade is in, oh, it's actually not in Crack's back pocket, so he lucked out on that one.
The flank has taken a year to get there. Finally, Cardia gets on the backside, gets those couple of kills. Beautiful retake and a good job to take over the lead in the point department. One more bow in the bolt of Demon, being able to shoot it off. Not gonna. I think he's gonna wait for somebody to be able to get any shots on toward that backside. He needs to get somebody down and try to bait that out,
or at least get some damage on him. It could be a focus fire on top of Dezel to keep him down. You already see the other members of the Knights have already rotated, and Dezel's like, guys, I got multiple players over here. I'm chilling. I'm hanging out. I got marks. Just give me a Lancer angle from afar, and that's player number 1 and 4. They got those center lanes covered for him, and I'm loving his setups here. The setup by the Knights. Rebel has finally rotated, and they're trying to split the fight up into a 2-2, working his buddy system, and Crack with his flash out stuns monkeys enough to contest the heal, but is it enough to get the kill? That's a negative. The Knights
lo jugó bien solo.
They'll be able to hold this position unless Cardia, well, Cardia can't do much. He's going back to the respawn.
Raver's going to have control over that hill with the 2 more teammates. They're going to leave 1 person in it. And they're going to push out toward this last player. It's going to be Demon on that side of the map. Here comes the stuns. Identiv's is trying to roll up on monkeys. Beautiful job with that stun to get that down. Good shots by Raver to get the first second. Bouncing around. I believe he's all by himself now, though. You talked about me being on an island. He is definitely on one at this moment. Good little wrap shot there. The help comes through from behind. Torque bow out. Won't be able to find Demon. Little backslide being teased. Won't be able to get anything just in case that time goes. The down on Raver finally comes through, and they're looking to try to take this over.
Yeah, they're looking to try to get back control.
Pero que ya rotó al otro punto, güey. Los de Rebel literalmente pelearon 15 puntos ya al final. Igualmente ya ganaron ya recuperaron rápido el otro punto.
And I'm being honest with you, Colin, when it comes down to the 4-6 heals that we got on this map, I don't got good enough call-outs for them. Okay, you might have to help me out with that, but when it comes down towards the edges of the map. But you know, as far as the gameplay is going, so far so good between both these teams. We pretty much just got a 40-point lead here for the Knights, as neither squad able to get here early enough to set up. It's still up for still up for grabs.
Dezo over the top with a torque bow. Gets a beautiful shot there on Nicardia. Now he's going to rotate over to try to help out these 2 players. Try to help out Monkey's going to kill on either of these 2 players. The bolt gets down. Won't be able to find anybody in that one. Here comes the flash. Going to go for maybe a little wrap here. Not going to be anything. Good job.
A la verga.
Let's go for a wrap of his own. Shot by Summons gets the kill on that chunk. They've got 3 more players in front of him. 47 seconds left on this. The shock is huge to stop Summons from having that right-hand angle. He finally gets to be able to rotate all the way around the backside of it. Isn't going to be able to get anything. Cardia now tries to push out toward the right side of the hill.
Ooh.
Going to be able to roll around and get back to his teammates, but it's 3 players from Rebel trying to push in on the same side.
A lo que voy viendo, PK sí domina los anillos, o sea, controla más el tiempo de los anillos, pero está reñidillo el match,
They should get the rest of the scrap time on his heal without any issues whatsoever. It's going to be 18 seconds. And now this next heal will be able to rotate towards top mid at the center.
Y también está dominando todas las armas PK. No he visto ni una vez con arco a los de Rebel.
It will be a man advantage for Rebel to be able to get set up and be exactly where they want to be to get maximum time off this hill before PK come off the respawn full force and contest.
Hardy is going to rotate over, pick up those frags. I like the positioning. He's going to have frags. He's going to have the bottom side. See, even though the bow is in hands of monkeys, only one bolt left. I don't think he's going to be able to do much with it unless he can get somebody to kind of poke out early in this hill.
A la verga, güey. Qué bien se hablaron ahí.
The Demon, beautiful job there to get the kill on the player inside of the hill. Those last two players up top, I think they need to start thinking about using those frags.
Qué bien se comunicaron ahí de darle cross. Y Mono nada más lo esperó que brincara, güey.
Well, we went deep enough to get Raver out of cover. His squad just was not ready for it. But now this should be able to get the revive.
It's
and
both of them.
A double, beautifully placed for Cardia. Two-man advantage on the map for Rebel. They got Designated trapped in a corner and a shock to really flush him out. Nice usage of utility from Rebel, but now with 30 points remaining, this is going to be a good chunk of time for them to be able to hold on to. We'll see if PK can get in to contest enough so they don't get a big portion of it, but I think with that kill, PK needs to start rotating for next. Rebel's set up for that too.
Well, Rebel is set up for the next. They've got one player there. I think what you need to see out of Pittsburgh is they need to hop over that hop. Go over the hop over. Don't just push straight in. You can get somebody up those baby stairs much quicker. Oh well. They're gonna send summons in the front side. It's fine.
Now, this is still going to be a tricky battle for Rebel to defend, but you see Demon kind of going towards that power position there in the corner to the left. He's going to hold off.
Pero está atrás de todos ellos, güey.
Everyone's going to be currently below him from this spot, but now he gets to.
Vas a matar a Dani.
PK, they're running through the hill and they're getting their kills. I think they're just waiting for Crack to rotate back down and for a Rebel to be able to have that extra firepower to come back. But I think their positioning was just fine with the members they had. They just lost those battles, and now PK is going to have control with it with 3 members in the area.
Crack has the bow in hand. They get a lot of damage onto him. Full red. I'd love to see. He was down probably under about 30% in that situation. Long range bolt out. Won't be able to find anybody. Going to pull the snub. Try to get shots on the monkeys. They're holding this back cubby corner. They're going to try to pull Identives into it. This roll comes back. They get the pick, but they answer back.
Se la tragó, güey.
At least one. Not going to be able to get.
Pensé que River iba a matar a uno y se la tragó, cabrón.
Crack does a beautiful job to help them solidify the last few seconds on that hill to try to keep this one close. It's up over 157, but I think by the time they hold out all this trash time, it could very well be tied up or damn near right on top of it.
Están nerviosos, ¿verdad? Ni están comentando de que van a perder un montón de puntos o ganar un montón de puntos, güey.
I do believe it got as high as about 70 to 80 points there for the Knights. And Rebels done a good job getting back into this game, but now they need to start thinking about this next rotation. It's going to be in a top left-hand corner of your mini-map, and you're going to start to see the Knights get, you know, well, you already...
¡A la verga! ¿Cómo?
In this engagement, multiple downs out in front of them.
No sé cómo ganaron eso, güey.
That's 3 kills that get cleaned up. So they will be able to get control, but player 8, he's being sneaky, has not touched the heel.
¡Cyclone! Muchísimas gracias por esa super, hermano. Bienvenido, perro. ¡A la verga! Sí se la tragó, güey.
Beautifully timed from Cardia. He gets back into cover. Mission accomplished, getting the man advantage for his team, and now they get to play off his sneakiness.
They get the down. They can't clean anything up just yet. Monkeys and summons are going to be dead. All 4 players from Rebel are alive. They're going to be able to get back into this very quickly, and they're going to be able to take the score lead here in the next few moments. Raver's trying to fight up against Identity. They're over here at that about 2 hills ago.
Don Semillitas, muchísimas gracias por esa Prime. Bienvenido. Espero te la pases bien en tu primer mes aquí, perro. Perro.
From rotating out, the shock might be long range as well. They're going to have him caught in the middle of the cubby. Monkeys is going to roll into it. They're going to be able to finish him off as well. Torque bow in the hands of Dezo. He's going to go down. I think you have to sacrifice Dezo to the gods because they have the flank on him now. You need to be able to make sure.
A la verga. Ahí se la avienta Crack,
some control over this hill, but they still can't do it. They're losing the point battle very much. They're losing the hill. And
se levantaron bravos los dos, 100%, güey.
This is an ugly mid-round by Pittsburgh. They had a good little initial, great start to it, but this has been a terrible mid-round adjustment.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get control back of the map, but Rebel The kill feed is still lighting up in their favor, and with these main advantages, they are able to stay aggressive. Keep these fights very uncomfortable for the Knights, and that's where they're being successful at. So they're finally going to be able to rotate over. Crack is going to be caught out between two different players, but...
Recuerda que este pick es de Rebel. O sea, yo entiendo que este pick es de Rebel. Pero está muy perro esto, ¿eh?
They're about to be a 2-2 pinch between these squads, and I don't know if Rebel knows they need to fight out now, but they get a little inkling that they may be getting chased. The frag grenade player goes down and finally cleaned up. And this
Verga, no alcanzó a levantar.
those two members of the Knights worked out perfectly. Kind of low luck involved as well.
Beautiful job there, but the extra help from Monkeys gets the revive off on a summons. They're going to pick up the meat shield. Now everybody that's revived over on the side of Rebel will be coming off the same side of the map. Monkeys is going to rotate toward the middle platform, go for these nades. I believe he might get ran up on. He's going to try to get one off. He might try to suicide as well. The shock grenade not going to be able to get either of them.
Se atoró mono, cabrón.
Situation either. 26 seconds more to go. See Demon, bottom of those stairs. Someone's trying to get that little cheeky angle to be able to shoot over the top onto him. Not going to be able to get anything just yet. Full red. Demon tries to get one more shot. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful job, too, from the Wolfpack as well, lining up those 3 shots onto summons.
Yo, and the bait and switch, the way they went in one after another, one would soak up damage, come back, and the other knew that he had to play fast because it's going to be opportunities where his opponents is reloading and switching guns, and he has full health. So he has to use the opportunity his teammate created, and Rebel did it so well in that moment. But they're still trying to find opportunities and create them.
A la verga, mono, güey. Puro full pellets a la verga, güey.
3, and then the torque bolt goes down. That's going to be a squad wipe. We'll see if Rebel gets a more favorable spot to fight. We do see him coming in from the top left-hand portion of the mini-map. Demon needs to do his best just to kind of stay alive in this scenario. He's getting crossed down on. It seems like he does have a little sweet spot in that corner, so he'll be okay. Rebel, they lost the first team fight. We'll see if they can win the next.
Well, in the hands of Raver, they're going to take over this point lead here, up over 225 for the side of the Pittsburgh Knights, up over 220 for both teams as well. So this is going to get very interesting going into the later parts of this round. Those kills and this hill could solidify a pretty insurmountable lead for Rebel if they were to hold this entire thing. Another kill comes through for Crack on a death.
Wait, ¿qué pedo con este match? ¿Qué pedo?
Cubby corner here. Trying to possibly set up for the next hill. You see one player in the middle of the map, and now
ya no quisieron pelear nada eso los del otro punto, los de PK.
Demon should have this revive pretty easily.
Yeah, it comes in without any issues whatsoever. And
no mames que los de no, ya dejan de capear Rebel.
That flash is here. We see a shock grenade also in the hands of Identities to be utilized. And I do believe frags or incendiaries in the hands of Monkeys. Yeah, those are the frags as he picks up the double kill from downtown. That's just going to solidify the defensive PK and help them be able to get some more points, but they have to rotate. Well, they're already at next, so they're just waiting for the heal to come over towards their side. And now
ganan con ese punto, los de PK ya ganan con ese punto.
Has a little bit of time to work with off the rotation, but they did get marked up, so player 1's going to shift over. Oh, Demon didn't wait for that perfect timing, but now he's going to be getting hunted.
Now you see Monkeys trying to push up into that cubby corner, trying to get back into the hill, trying to apply that pressure. Every second is very huge right now because of the fact that if you get this lead late into this round, we saw it earlier with Rise and Fire and Ice. We saw it even earlier with Vanquishing United. The amount of pressure you were able to put on top. Identive's beautiful job with that torque phone. Now you see Raver caught between a rock and a hard place. Demon's going to be caught between 2 players. He has to actually rotate through the bottom of the map.
I thought he was going to have the 1v1 there in that scenario because as the
ya no gana Rebel con ese punto. Y si PK se va, ya es un setup en el siguiente. Verga, GG's, no. El que llegue primero a la otra rotación, al otro punto, gana ya. Se los juro, güey, así de huevos. Alguien tiene armas de poder. O no, sí, Dentis tiene arco, güey. No mames que va a ser ahí en arco. No mames, y en medio de todo, güey.
Smoke is going to be out over the top. It is going to be at the bottom of that middle ledge right now. So you could get into the middle and have a chance to Lancer down. Trying to get the angle on. Raver is stacked up here.
Ah, la verga, le salió uno por la espalda a Raver, güey.
On that side of the map. 3 players in front of the 2 for the Pittsburgh Knights.
Rebels feeling really comfortable with this lead. Well, at least the main advantage that they have. They finally are trying to figure out where the spawns are coming in from these players. And player 6 got crossed out towards the middle, and that made
No mames de eso.
push up and get aggressive. They play right into
No mames, se rifó de eso, güey.
3 kills come out for PK. These nades for Cardi, I don't know if he used them too early, but he was able to get these players out the hill. That's buying his team time, and he still has one more nade.
A la verga. Un cierre épico, chat. Putazos tras putazos, güey. Aunque tiene una granada de eso. Ah, no, Cardia. ¡Sí lo mató! No mames, tienen que meter los de Rebel.
Player 1 here in the center got it down, distracting crack. That summons making the plays that his team needs.
Ah, no peca el mapa, güey.
We come out and win the map, and PK will do just that.
No mames. Güey, yo no entiendo qué hicieron después de que primero que mataron a de eso con la granada. Yo no entiendo qué hicieron los de Rebel, güey.
The beginning and the ending, the first and the last chapter for the Pittsburgh Knights is what mattered to them, as they got those both to be in their favor to start off hot and to end even hotter to get that map.
Nature, muchísimas gracias por esa perro.
Without a doubt, a concern for them. If they go forward and they might win an initial, but then they go down heavy to a team like Vanquish, E United, Rise, one of those teams, Fire and Ice even, you will find yourself not being able to crawl back into those rounds as easily as they did against Rebel in that situation, because Rebel did make a lot of mistakes in the beginning and the latter portions of that round.
Yeah, mid-game.
Pero qué mapa acabamos de ver, Los dos equipos a 8 puntos o 10 máximos de ganar, y se tuvieron que verguear en el anillo, en un anillo intermedio, güey. A ver, ¿quién es el de Rebel que anda pálido ahorita? Porque anda un mapa abajo. Ya anda pálido, papá.
The nades in which Cardi had tossed was great. The first nade backed up PK, brought his team time to rotate. The second nade killed Dezo. And then you see Rebel here with a man advantage in his final fight. But it was Summon's Lancer fire there from that central position, where he was able to down a player from the back.
Vamos a ver los highlights. Los highlights.
Not allowed his teammates to be able to get the kills in which they need and really force up in their individual 1v1 fights down low before they were able to rotate to him. So great hold there for PK in the late game.
No mames, que Brandon apostó 250,000. Sí, Jair.
That's map number 1, and we do have to head on over towards map number 2 here. And we are going over, I think it's going to be Clock Tower Execution for our next map.
And what I always like to see is Pittsburgh Knights was one of the few teams early on that were setting the pace and execution, because
apostó 250,000 Brandon, y si gana PK va a ganarse 750,000, güey.
This is going to be a very interesting setup to me, because Pittsburgh Knights are going to be able to go into this execution with a little bit
así
more probably
de cabrón está.
Reps on Tomb. But I don't know if that really necessarily gives them the advantage, because Rebel's been playing Tomb, I think, very well in scrims lately, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how they play now here on Pro League with it.
Now, Colin, be honest with me, though. That graphic for Tomb, don't that look like an old school clock tower? Clock tower thumbnail, I'm just saying.
I mean, you can look to the far right and see the clock tower thumbnail.
Yeah,
sigue ejecución tumba, chat.
It's nighttime. It's a big difference. Nighttime clock tower versus daytime clock tower.
Somebody turned the lights off on clock tower. That's all.
And they've been off for about 5 games since. Okay, they haven't turned them back on. So clock tower will forever be
I mean, you know what it's like. Sometimes you know, you get your lights turned off. All of a sudden you change your credit in your mama's name. You try to turn the lights back on. They get turned off again. You just forget about it. You just leave the house at that point.
And then you go your cousin name, and you try to get your grandma's name. You go as far as you can until you run out of names to use.
And now clock tower just ain't got no more lights, man. Look, thank God there ain't no krill on that map, by the way. Thank God, because there ain't no lights on it to stop you either. Save you.
Don't even have me thinking about Bullet Marsh right now, right? Hell, the most unique map that we've ever seen. Hit the online servers for Gears of War. Definitely a classic. But we're heading on over to Tomb, and speaking of maps, this is the newest map that we have had added to our cycle. One of the second newest map to be added to the game.
3-2, favor Rebel, esa es la predicción. Güey, yo jalaría a que esta madre se vaya a el quinto mapa 5-5 como Rise versus Fire and Ice, güey.
He knew knew exactly the lanes and the height advantages and how to really design the map. And it's been a hot staple in the league since it got added. But coming down to both these teams, we know that when it comes down to Tomb, you're gonna have your individual 1v1
Simón,
across
Bumpy.
the board, and the torque bow fight's going to be huge, as well as even just that one player who plays the mid lane of the map, his aggression and be able to help his teammate at snipe or help his teammates down low at torque bow. He has some big decisions to make as well. We'll see if the Knights' past experience and execution will help them win this map, because, you know, even when it comes down to it, Rebel has been, you know, really talented when it comes down to execution.
I really would like to see how they're going to play these positions, because early on, we really got to see what it was like when you have a dominant 1v1 player in E United, where they were having summons kind of control that sniper play down at the bottom of the map. And then when Vanquish tried to make a little bit of a play call, a little bit of a differentiating initial, they easily rotated a second Lancer into the fight and Explosive, and they were able to get those kills anyway. My curiosity is, are they going to have summons play up toward the top side of the map, maybe even top ledge in a 1v1? Are they going to have him play frags? Is he playing full support? Who's going to be playing what positions?
Llegué, ¿qué pasó con mi Rebel? Perdió el primer mapa por 8 segundos, güey.
Really take advantage of your talent. Take advantage of how skilled your players are in 1v1 situations.
Ojalá alguien haga una triple como yo en Tomb. ¡Baja, perro presumido!
Because I would really like to see them try to put summons with how good he is as a support player, especially when he comes from a long lineage of support player, playing that back pillar position on Clock Tower way back when in UE. I'd love to see him play up top, maybe take a 1v1, win it, and then be able to use that Lancer down low to help his teammates.
Yeah, I want to see summons with the scope.
Y justo vinieron de jugar ahí con United. O sea, PK y Rebel vienen calientitos. Los dos creo que jugaron un scrim. O sea, yo sé que Rebel jugó con United, pero no sé con quién jugó PK. O no sé si PK vino así a vale verga lo que salga, güey. Pero no creo, siempre juegan un scrim cuando toca las 6 o el último match. ¡Enséñame, Maluma!
And PK really have not got too many reps on Tomb, I guess, since after the show match we cast Khaled against United in some of those early stages of them really playing this match.
Se viene, Chad.
But you can't avoid it for too long here. We'll see how the Knights will favor against this Rebel squad currently in map number 2.
Demon ya mató mono en arco.
I was gonna say, Monkeys has already gone down. 4v3 situation. Pittsburgh Knights need to find a pick somewhere. They're gonna try to probably pick on Crack here. A lot of good shots on him, but Crack, beautiful awareness, hops the cover, gets into a safe position yet again. 2v3 now. Once again, Pittsburgh Knights needing to find a pick somewhere. Raver's not gonna be able to find anything because of the torque bow now. Summons all by himself, is gonna bounce around, trying to find a little area where he might be able to bait somebody into that 1v1. Good first shot onto Crack, misses the second.
A la verga, güey. Yo no me esperaba que Crack brincara por ahí, ni Sumus tampoco, porque volteó a la derecha a ver a Demon. Y cuando vio al Crack que brincó así como psicópata, dijo, ya valió verga. Se mamó el Crack al brincar así, güey.
Which was enough for that 1v1 fight to be won and his teammates to be able to pick up that torque bow. And we talked a little bit about players who play the mid lane, you know, kind of between where that sniper spawn and, you know, that down low hop up. They have a big role in, you know, if they are really locked into their
Mono contra Demon, Juan Binarco, papá.
Small lapse in judgment, they can make a big play if they time it right. But on this side of the map, you see Monkeys forcing out Demon in this position. And in 2v2,
Mono le dio el calauta de eso. El mío está one shot, le puedes dar y le fue a dar, güey.
Got really rowdy on this side, but one player goes down. Summons is trying to even up the odds. Identives takes down Cardia, but this is Rebel with a main advantage on the map, and Summons in a 1v2. He goes down, and this will be a Rebel round.
Está jugando mejor la inicial PK en cuestión de dominar mapa, pero Rebel está jugándoles mejor en escopetearles, güey.
They really are, because when it comes down
en este mapa,
you know, they are going to find a way to initiate a fight that's going to be favorable for them. We'll see if it happens once again in these top 2 lanes, or if it breaks out in this 1v1. I do believe between Demon and Monkeys, Godzilla versus King Kong, folks. That's the battle for torque bow. Now, designating Crack, dodging flash grenades, trying to, you know, go tit for tat in that situation over there. But every 1v1 is like that on the map. As you see these players just trying to get a leg up, get the damage out. You finally see
a la verga.
Kills come out for PK.
No sé cómo Dani actualizó a eso ahí.
With Cardia left on the map, and since I guess these kills got traded down low, he can get this torque bow.
Pulls up into that.
There.
He looks like he's going for it. Yeah, he's gonna find the torque.
I love his angle. Yeah.
I think the hill
He's
spawns
gonna
up
rotate
top.
up now.
So I think they have the positioning. He's gonna have to fight into the hill.
Poder tan pequeño. Ah, no tan
By the
pequeño.
way, he does have to go up against a sniper, and he has 2 frag grenades.
Vamos a ver si Cardia se rifa ese
If his
clutch.
opponent is capping his heel, he can rev this bow. They stand too closely together. That could be a double. They're gonna have to throw those frag grenades at the right moment if their objective is to cap the hill and win this round. If I'm on the side of PK, I'm probably getting a little bit mobile here. See if I can get him to shoot a few shots. I don't know if you want him to have kind of 5 shots here towards the late game to work with.
You also got the sniper in your hands. You got the long shot to be able to play back against him. So if he ever stands out too long to try to rev that up. Oh, that's beautiful.
Whoa! That was beautiful too, though.
Ah!
Oh, nice effort. He tried to time it right when he was going to toss the nade and trying to dodge the snipe also. I commend him for that, to at least get his opponents to try to waste their utility before those final few seconds, because PK had a lot of composure right there, and I think they was going to wait to toss those frag grenades at the final few seconds to win a round.
And I really like the teamwork, playing the snipe back, allowing him to go for a body shot just enough to get it down, or any extra damage from that frag grenade will get a chunk, maybe even the down off the frag if he's just outside of that range. Mid lane, you can hear the shock starting to go off. Flash out over the top. Dezo is going to be stunned. Crack might find this.
A la verga, Crack sí le valió verga brincar,
Stay away from this. Big body shot comes out. Good little win there by Dezo in the middle of the map. Now Cardia is going to get lancered out by 2 different players. Full rev. You see Dezo trying to rotate up. Beautiful shot there to get the second down.
Dos, Chad.
All red, all dead. Pittsburgh Knights, they roar back. They win 2 in a row.
All right. And, you know, that was when it comes down to this fight in the middle, it's going to be Crack and Cardia versus Knight and Summons. And when it comes down to that 2v2 battle, they've been assisting their teammates on the edges of the map, also trying to help each other fight their respective 1v1s. And in that round, it was PK with that upper hand. Dezo was able to get out that initial damage and keep building off that.
A ver, casi tiraban a Crack, se quedó a 10%, 15 cuando se pegó a la cover.
Dust is starting to settle and pick back up just a bit as well. The missed shot from Crack stays alive. He gets a good shot before
Se rifó Crack ahí. Todo el mundo se la aventó encima, Crack.
Monkeys took a lot of damage fighting for the torque bow, but it's 2v2 on the map with Rebel.
Rever contra Cardia, Cardia contra Rever, Cardia. No mames, Simón ya mató a Crack también, güey. A la verga, güey. Choqueó Rebel, bien culero esto, güey. Perdieron todos los 1v, literal. Crack se había rifado ya con 2 kills y de ahí se perdieron todos los 1vs, güey.
Better not start to fall apart in your hands. You trying to take a bite, because all of a sudden the bologna's gone, the ham and turkey's gone, whatever you might have put there in the middle. Thankfully for Pittsburgh Knights, Monkeys and Raver just went absolutely nutty, buddy. Winning 2 1v1s.
They were the bread.
They were without a doubt, baby.
True. Now coming into this round, Crack is going to be able to get the first bite of this sandwich here, but he's going to have to back up. The next fight being won by Dennis here. He's getting
no mames.
Actually, Summons took angle.
Ah, la verga, güey.
He gets the 3-piece. Dennis will get revived, and the last member on the map will be Monkeys. It's only a matter of time. He's had to dodge the snipe shot to his right.
Por poco se aventaba una triple summons, güey.
On this map, 3-3. And as I said before, PK has not played Tomb when it comes down to the Pro League just yet. On a flip end, Rebel have played this map. I want to believe it was played half their execution maps, and they do have a winning record on it also. So they definitely are very comfortable here and have been in some tight scenarios when they played this before. But we're about to head into round number 7, and we're kicking this one off with Crack once again. We'll see if he can find a little advantage and get the best of Dezo.
I really like sometimes when teams throw wrinkles into their execution. That time just seemed almost like silly.
A la verga, Mono pushando a Demon hasta atrás, cabrón.
It was like, nobody had your help, brother. You were all by yourself, all by your lonesome in that situation. Raver, beautiful shots with the snub to help get that down. He had to stand up and try to make a miracle happen. Identive's last alive for his team, has the snipe in hand, is going to get Lancered out from a couple of different angles. You see now, full red down and dead. Good answer by the Pittsburgh Knights. 2 rounds away from taking a 2-0 lead in this matchup against Rebel.
Como que presentía algo ahí cuando se quedó quieto así,
The differentiating factor is when Rebel is allowed to kind of play freely and have shots for each other, it's almost too easy, whereas
Por poquito, güey. Ustedes mismos lo pensaron.
Rebel to win these rounds, and Dezo really stopped doing it right there in the middle of this map where they won the 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and also when Crack didn't contest him in that last round, that allowed Designite to help Monkeys down low to put the pressure on Demon. Demon's getting bullied for the bow. You know, he hasn't winning this fight enough here towards the late game. Designite is going to put his focus on Crack. I love the flash hot from him.
A la verga, le salieron patines a Dezo ahí, güey. No, pero le faltaba, güey. 4-4, ¿eh? Raver sacará una triple. Ya atrás de él. ¡Ah, la verga, güey!
I love the effort there. I love the foresight, but it's hard clutching up folks in this version of escalation. It was a tall task for him, but he did take one to the grave.
Güey, si no se le abría a Dani en ese segundo donde lo hizo, güey, y mató a Demon. Por un pelito de rana se curaba, se empezaba a volver a curar, güey.
It looks like Summons has been having to cover for a lot of mistakes. Only 1 kill, 5 assists to his name, so he's helping a lot of his teammates get kills, but I'm not sure if
muy buen match, me está mamando, güey. Se ve que los dos sí se quieren rajar, güey.
There's the shock over the top, trying to continue to garner up the position. The flashes will come through.
Ya Demon ya no le está peleando el 1v a Mono, pero Mono los está rodilla ya.
Now you see them trying to rotate over. Monkeys with a beautiful rotation gets the 2nd kill. They're going to be on map point if they don't somehow catastrophically fall apart in a 4v2. Cardia snipe in hand, body shot there, but the extra shot over the top will get the down on him. Identive's last alive. Won't be able to do much except try to wait and try to get a couple of kills to the backside of this pillar. Good job.
A ver, Reaccion.
Finish that off. It's 5.
Demon ya no le está peleando el 1v a Mono, y Mono lo que está haciendo es rodearlo, y de eso nomás se hace para atrás a lo que llega Mono, güey.
If he cannot survive that fight against Monkeys, his team will not win this game. He needs to hold them off, you know, get the kill. But you know, there's been some instances where he's got to focus in by other members of PK just trying to give Monkeys that assistance to get the bow. So we'll see if he'll be able to do it, putting some of his attention down low.
Ahora Mono no le fue a pelear el arco a Demon.
So this is going to be a quick pick for him, but he chooses not to get the bow and he chases down Monkeys. I don't know if he got intel that he was weak, but he slows it down and he plays for map control instead. And this is not necessarily a bad play because you see Crack rotates back and he picks it up.
Dani mató a Dezo.
But Identis finds a kill.
Summons mató a Demon.
Up for Raver here towards the center. 3v3 on the map. This is winnable for either squad.
Crack has the bow, just revving, trying to find Monkeys, trying to find a pick. Cardio will win another fight in the middle of the map, so it's 2.
Cardi y Dani mataron a Raver.
Last 2 players of the Pittsburgh Knights. One is rotated over to the middle. One's coming up toward the top. They continue to spot out. You know that they're giving up every piece of
3v2.
to get their hands on right now. Trying to make the correct movement. I like this out of Monkeys, trying to take the wide angle.
Están buscando a Mono primero. Quieren identificar dónde está Mono porque siempre se esconde.
Oh, this is going to be so close. This is going to be on the...
Ya identificaron a Mono. Van primero por Mono como locos, güey.
I think that Monkeys get the nades. I don't know if they were picked up early on, but here comes Summons on the flank. It's getting scrappy. Monkeys won a battle. The flank was from Summons.
¡No! ¡Oh, la verga, güey! Sentí que ese 1v, güey. No mames, cabrón.
You called it, man. It was going to be close there in the end, and Summons, his flank was damn near perfect there.
If he'd have hit any bigger of a first shot there, I think it was on Cardia. There was the first guy he came into contact with as he came up the stairs. That would have been just unbelievable because I think he might have been able to turn and burn on that last shot. What was going to be interesting to me is now how do Pittsburgh play this last round, because Dezo, once again, he keeps getting kind of
por de brecha.
They keep throwing those flashes. There it is.
Crack. Ganó el mapa Rebeldes.
And these members of Rebel just need to stay alive. They're backing up
Mapa
towards
para los
the right.
rebeldes.
Help is coming from the center. And folks, they will take the round 6-5.
Hay espectáculo, chat.
They say we
Hay
will not go
puto
down
espectáculo.
without a fight. It was a close control map. It was a close execution map. And coming up next is going to be Vasgar escalation between both these squads. Folks, don't go anywhere because I think that's going to be a close one as well. And we will
Ahora sí, chat. Otra vez regresan los nervios para los que apostaron para PK, ¿eh? Regresaron los nervios. Vergui, chat. A todas las personas que van llegando, por lo que me dicen de los que regresaron los nervios así, es porque al principio aquí hice la encuesta. Mi chat se volvió loco y apostó 3 millones de puntos. Que, bueno, para un canal que casi nadie tiene tantos puntos, apostar 3 millones literal es un chingo, güey. Neta, un chingo de puntos del canal. Chat, nada de estar tóxicos aquí, Se viene. Eso está más rico que el gansito congelado de mi canal, de mi carnal. ¡Ah, qué mamón! ¿Qué pedo, chat? Ese güey se chinga los gansitos del congelador que no son suyos, güey. ¡Qué puto, güey! Esa madre... A la verga, güey. Hay que lincharlo. A ver, chat, hay un espacio para una persona en mi clan de Clashes Clan. Si se quieren unir, se tienen que unir al Discord. Y si no, pues alguien más lo hará. Hay muchas solicitudes. Se viene... ¿Qué mapa era de escalada? A ver, deja checo. Creo que era Vasgar. Chat, se viene Vasgar, que es un mapa de escalada que tarda, pero por ser estos dos, no me importa. Apostaste en MG o eres culo. Papá, yo apuesto, güey.
We're headed on over towards Vasgar escalation, and man, these squads, we saw a differential of 15 points in control, and then we came here and we see the round 11 one round difference in execution. My God, this Vasgar might end up in a 5-4 collar.
I mean, it might go the distance, just like we saw a little while ago. Everything, it seems like, after that first 4 maps we saw.
No digas porque las alas, no voy a decir nombre, güey.
Nose hair on every single one of them. We then get down to round 11 on an execution on our second matchup. This one, 300 to 289, 6-5. We're going into Vasgar. It looks like this can't be any closer. Rebel really playing like they want to win this because Rebel is definitely trying to take over that top spot in the LATAM community. They want to be known as the LATAM Kings. You can see the crown on the emblem. They want to be solidified as that position and stop being talked about as second fiddle, the little brother, whatever you want to call it, of the Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, nah, I totally agree with that one. And they've had this chip on their shoulder for a very long time. And I think that they have
No digas nombre, solo di cuánto apostaste. Aposté 40,000, güey. Que era mi all-in, literalmente, en el canal de UMG.
And when it comes down to our 3 LATAM giants in that region, Fire Knights, Pittsburgh Knights, and Rebel, I honestly think they're all on an even playing field. At any given Sunday, one can win over the other.
Como 40,000. No mames, pues son todos mis puntos que tenía, güey.
Week basis, day by day basis, match by match basis, and who wants it the most. So that's what we're going to be seeing over the remaining days towards the Pro League. But let's back it up and let's focus a little bit more on Vasgar here. The Knights are not a Vasgar team to mess around with. In both these rosters,
le fui a los Warzone Boy Chat y ganaron 3-0, 3-0 hoy. Es lo único que va a decir.
To kind of really tilt the scales in favor towards.
I mean, I tilt them toward the Pittsburgh Knights just because of their history on Vasgar and their history as an escalation team. And they also, this needs to kind of be a must-win for them. You can't give up escalation with control and execution coming back up with how close the control was. And with losing that execution on a round 11, you really don't want to find yourself down in this series going into the second half, only needing to win 2 out of those last 2 maps to try to win it. This needs to be their definitive spot. They need to win this and be 1 map away from beating Rebel.
Se me antojó una crepa. Jalo. Una del cine, güey. De Filadelfia con jamón. Ah, la verga, güey.
We have Clock Tower and we have Training Grounds remaining. Clock Tower Execution map 5. We got Training Grounds Control in map number 4. But with PK's history on Vasgar, I do think that they are the better team here with the squad. We've seen them put on some exciting matches for us in the past and play it better than damn near anyone out there. So when it comes down to that, PK, Kyle, and I agree.
No sé, Zeto. Espero y sí.
But they're going to have to deal with Rebels' aggression off the start. They're going to have to set the pace on this map, which they shouldn't have any issues doing. But if they were to fall here...
O sea, cuando yo voy al cine, güey, me las preparan ahí. Si me las mandan, güey, si están bien culeras, güey.
Throughout the entire start of this split.
They haven't looked comfortable really in a lot of situations. Pittsburgh Knights, again, they have a losing record. This might actually be the first time the Knights have had a losing record ever.
In anything.
Like, ever since...
Pero ¿qué tal tu crepa de queso manchego? Nah, puto queso manchego. Y la crepa cruda, güey. Nah, que sabían grudo. Pinche mamada esa.
Then when we gathered up NA and LATAM, this is all uncharted territory for those 4 guys.
This is the first.
Think about the guys on that squad and how much success they've had coming from where they had, especially Summons. You want to talk about unknown territory? Yeah,
¿A qué sabe el engrudo?
Through the trenches, but once he made it to the top of the mountain,
¿sabes qué es engrudo, chacal?
Camp up there. He was chill out, just hanging out, watching the sunrise and sunset from the top of the mountain, watching everybody else try to skitter up to him. This is the first time in forever Summons finds himself under 500 in the win column.
Yeah, and it's been a wild time. And, you know, Summons, when he came over to this Knights roster, he brought a lot to him, but he was trying to trump the success that he had on his UIU team from the past. And I felt like he did land himself in a good spot, as well as other members who used to be a part of that old UIU team. Rather, if it was Solars and his success, Summons, you know, players like Icy as well. You know, those guys have really, you know, they've been okay on the other side. But, you know, like you said, he wants perfection. He wants.
¿Cuántos puntos llegan en la página? Chat, a mí me robaron 300 puntos. No mames que te robaron, güey.
I've seen them with a losing record, even at -1, okay? We've seen them even 1-1 in the league. We've rarely ever seen them tied 2-2 or 3-3 ever. You know, they usually have like a, you know, they're sitting at the top
like
of the standings with 1 loss or
6-1.
Yeah, exactly. So for them to be in this position and possibly be down by 2 series, to see them turn around towards the back end of the Pro League, we'll see if that's possible. I know it's possible. It just comes down to when do they want to show us their best.
Hopefully for all the fans of the Pittsburgh Knights, that is sooner rather than later. I really think that they could find themselves in a bad situation if they continue to lose.
Después de una para guerra, güey, pelucas. Es que estoy viendo cómo está atacando el Luis, güey.
What team change are they going to make because we're going from 5v5 to 4v4? It's what team change they're going to make because they just ain't got it right now.
Yeah.
Perro, Dogo. Eso es todo, Dogo. Eso es la actitud. Me maman esas strats de huevos.
I'm pretty sure it is a player that can fit them perfectly, but on who that is, hell, I don't know. All right. You know, but you know, as we are about to get our map number 3 started, I thought, you know, I'll take this time to kind of recap you guys on some of the scores in which we had early on today in our series that are currently happening. So, you know, Dream Conspiracy and Digital Gaming, we saw Dream Conspiracy take them down earlier in the day 3-0. Hive took down Noble 3-1. Dream Conspiracy also took down Queso, so they had 2 matches.
Me gustó lo de la KGL, lo único que sí digo, no, que hay banda que no pinches habla. Zeto, a me pinches en verga eso, güey. Me gustó mi pleno. Riquito pleno, güey.
2-0 against them in that series, as we're all tied up 1-1 with the Knights and Rebel. But map number 3 currently loading on your screens, and we are officially underway.
Taking over the backside of the tank, Identives is looking to get this early cap of the B hill. 2-2 split here for the Pittsburgh Knights. Pittsburgh looking to take control.
¿Qué es KGL? Es lo que está haciendo PK con Microsoft de su Discord.
We'll get that down quickly. And now Summons, he's going to get angled out by 2 to 3.
A la verga. Rebeldes empezaron rebeldes.
For Rebel, if you ask me, to take over that mid-neutral B. Now all you got to do is come back off a spawn and take your home back over, which isn't the hardest job in the world, especially with the angles that you can kind of come away.
Aún sale viable usar brujas, no tanto proximity,
See them getting the marks out. They probably have gone ahead and given up the intel that multiple members are starting to rotate from B to A, but they just don't move very quickly.
Yeah, they are not able to kind of get their footing there in that setup and put themselves in the right spots. But you know, as we look at the map now, you know, you got Rebel with this 2-1 hill setup. It's going to be a 2v2 fight down low at tank. And it's set up for Rebel success, but they need to continue to fight together. You see the wraparound here from Identis to fight with his teammates.
A la verga.
The 2v1, but Decisive, I love that shot from him as he peeks out.
A la verga de eso.
He gets the second as well. What a big play from him. Couldn't clean up the kill, has to reload. Misses the shot, but he
a la verga, güey.
Take one to the grave. Cardia is holding down his
Fíjate.
but now it's a 2v2 fight on the home hill of Rebel.
Pittsburgh's down by 60 points. They need to get a second hill under their control. They can't keep sitting like this and hoping that somebody goes absolutely huge for them. They need to find a kill somewhere and try to be able to take over that A hill. Flashes out, Raver pulls back, Identive's down low, trying to get the angles.
A la verga, mono. Güey, qué gran cambio de play hizo mono ahí,
Waiting for somebody to go nutty buddy, and they finally get it to go with Monkeys pulling up, getting damage onto Identives, get the shot over the cover to get that kill. And now they solidify the home hill of Rebel. Meanwhile, Cardia, I think he's going to go to the second half home hill and just try to gather information. He would have a flank on the Monkeys if he decides to push up on them. Also, if he sees where they rotate, he might have a flank on whoever goes to B hill.
Yeah, and you know, when you see Rebel winning this fight, it's a 3v2. They're getting crossed towards center map. Cardia was able to pick up one of those kills on Decisive as he came off the respawn. He's going to have another 1v1 on this side as he's back up, but he's taking charge as well. At this moment, it's Rebel's round to lose, and PK cannot come off respawn with the perfect.
Primera ronda para los rebeldes.
You know, hard fault from them, but you know, Rebel, their initial was clean, and once they got control over the B hill, Cardia, he never left it, never gave up control, and he just kept giving out intel to his team.
That's a beautiful job. I really loved the play by Cardia late in that round to be able to take over the second half home hill side of the map of Pittsburgh Knights, and then just wait for anybody to really not be paying attention, get caught slipping, and him be able to roll up behind him and stop them from either being able to go to the B hill or go through the middle of the map and try to help the rotation over to the A hill. It's little plays like that, the unselfishness of this Rebel team that is going to be good for them going forward. It's going to help them become one of those top-tier echelon teams and continue to win games against the likes of the Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, those are the plays in which they need if they want to become champions, because it's not always about what perfect play that you need to make. Sometimes you just got to think about your teammates and ask yourself, what position can you put yourself in for the team to be able to capitalize? Work smarter, not harder, but it is a team effort, folks, and we're trying to see PK's team effort of capturing this B hill, but they took too much damage off the start, and Demon knows it. So he's going to move in, clean up these kills. The flash connects as well. And PK looks so helpless towards that back tank. They're going to have to scurry here towards mid-map. And this moment, Rebel, they're going to have B hill and C hill control. We'll see if they want to press up for a little bit more.
Raver's going to be marked out. You see him trying to roll across that second half home hill, trying to get back in position over here, B. They have a 2v1 over here and sell those players.
No mames, quita eso, chacal. Te estás mamando, perro.
See a couple of players from Pittsburgh in the area. Shots on now.
¿Qué pedo, Ecuador? Gracias, hermano.
Yet as nobody's really going to be damaged up whatsoever, but the 2-to-1 hill advantage in favor of Rebel, and they're going to continue to rack up the points here. And this is what the dangerous part of escalation is. You give up too big of a point lead, you put yourself in a position that you can't come back from. Good little over rotation there. The Bold Talk out of Demon, though, finds the head of Raver and shuts him down.
And that Botok, if that does not come through, Rebel does not have a play, folks, okay? I honestly think that they die here on the back stairs from this rotation.
A la verga, Dani, güey.
But because they did, now they
A la verga, Demon, güey.
Numbers, as they'll be able to double back and get a...
Güey, los de Rebel se ven que están jugando bien cabrón, o sea, de rápido, güey.
But instead, he's just going to fling through the middle and get a lance angle to be able to help his squad mates on the hill. Dennis is going to be the one capping it up. And Rebel, they find a perfect strategy in this round. Of course, sparing, they clean up this kill and they cap the hill, which could continue to go on just a little bit more as PK are fighting for their lives. But we expect nothing else out of them. They're going to have to fight harder in round number 3.
Two good rounds out from the Rebel side.
Suben el volumen, no lo escuchan bien.
I would like to really honestly see
them
continue in this situation where Rebel has put a lot of pressure on the mid-neutral hill the first 2 rounds, which has given them an early point advantage, which has given them the chance to take over an early point advantage in both rounds, whether it be stopping Pittsburgh Knights from getting control of it or taking it over for themselves. That has been a big play for them. They have really.
Ahora los puntos de los que le apostaron a PK están en peligro,
Hill for themselves to force bad situations out of the Pittsburgh Knights.
Are you ready to? Yeah, because yes, I am. Hell, let's go. Hell, let's lock it in here. But you know, when it comes down to that early lead forces PK to have to, like you said, play into their hand, be the offensive squad. And Rebel is so comfortable on his defensive front. I'm loving their rotations. You know, it's looking super smooth, and they're taking fights as a unit. So if they can get that early point lead, they're looking good, and they're trying to put their focus on the C hill to get that lead. So far, they have pushed their opponent towards spine. If they can just capture this hill and survive this fight, they'll be okay. They want to use all
a la verga, River mató a Mono con...
finally will do just that, but I also think, you know, one player could be getting these points as well. But it's the perfect play, the perfect opportunity. Demon does not let Summons get behind him. This is a trip cap domination, and Demon says, I'm gonna keep backing up until the fight's in my favor. Great rotation, and overall, it was a perfect initial from Rebel to kick off that round.
Verga. Esa team kill le costó,
a completely different Rebel team than we're used to in the past. Rebel's been able to rotate around and fly around and have a lot of aggression, but it wasn't ever controlled. It wasn't ever focused on hitting the same shots, getting the double shot downs, cleaning up kills for your teammates. Right here, right now, Pittsburgh Knights normally so good at Vasgar escalation, and Rebel is making them look like this is a brand new game mode on a brand new map that nobody's ever seen before, and Rebel is just the better team on it. They are up 3-0, 1 round to go in the first half. Retro Boltox out for both squads. This round either needs to be won by Pittsburgh Knights, or we might as well start talking about that next control map.
I was gonna start talking about who the best team in LATAM. we can go to control there. Maybe I'm hopping ahead of myself a little bit, folks, here, all right? But it may be new
5-0 Zapatero, chat, o no?
Nice, but
they're just lucky that Blaze
bueno, pues GG. ¿Quién sabe? Aún falta otro mapa. Bueno, otro mapa, no ganan con ese ya. Pero es 5-0 Zapatero.
Could be like the Wonder Twins out there. All he got to do is support me. I get all the kills. We need to do a Blaze, Ozuna and Colin cast, or a Blaze, Ozuna and PR cast. I think I like that one too as well.
Do just Blaze and Ozuna and just let us rock out in the chat. We'll be fine. We'll be good with that.
Nah, man, chat, if you want it, you gotta manifest and make sure you let it be known there. You go at PR. He's the only one that can do it. But focusing in this round, who can do it for the Knights? Because they need a prayer.
A la verga, güey.
It's looking like they may be able to get one. Cardia gets the revive, and I'm wrong. The kill gets cleaned up. C hill, A hill will be locked in for Rebel, and they're gonna keep applying pressure at A. So the Knights are gonna start to rotate around. Player 5 being Summons, he's gonna be trying to clear out that other side. looking for players. Demon's in front of him, trying to see if he can win this battle to rotate out. But as he's throwing his flash, his timing was off, and Demon was able to move in and get the kill. At this moment, he's just gonna flank PK. They have to run into these shotguns. A player gets bricked in a corner. They walking through the smoke of death, the valley of death here. Rebel cleans house.
Beautiful final kill by Crack. Stands up, gives him a little love. Tap 4-0. Rebel on top. You said having to go.
A huevo, Crack. A huevo. Eso es todo, papá.
No night for thy Nasher and Lancer are with me, I think is the correct terminology.
Es lo que queríamos.
Yes, it is.
And because they might be the baddest mother in the valley. I'm telling you right now.
You know what? And I think that needs to be etched somewhere on Tomb. Let's get that updated. Let's put it on a wall somewhere, and we could just put Dom and Marcus on the side of it and just leave it there. Let it be a banner somewhere in the background. What's the name of the new map that dropped? Because I like it a lot. Athera?
Athera. E-P-H-Y-R-A.
Eso es todo, chat. Lo que queríamos. Que alguien empezara.
There on one of the billboards. I actually like that map a lot when it comes down to rank. I'll be crying on there, but let's focus up on here. Let's focus up on this matchup. Because Rebel has not stopped trying, right? And that's the only sizzle.
Y le pegarán a Mon y no lo van a dejar ir.
As they're looking to lock this map in, they will be able to catch that player from PK running away. That nets them to D hill. And these two players at F is going to backtrack over to E.
Los de Rebel están jugando demasiado agresivos, chat.
It's a really delicate scenario for them because they know they want their home hill back, but they also know that they need to get E. And you see the M-bar in Identive's hands, and he ain't scared to use it.
Not at all. Identives has 4 shots left, so a full magazine, 1 extra to use. There you see the first shot rings out, doesn't find
¡A la verga!
Second hits the headshot.
¡A la verga!
Finds the body shot to shut down Summons. Dezo gonna bounce around. Identive's a little missed shot right there. Can't be saved. Dezo full red now. Cardia pushes up onto him. Beautiful first shot. The second shot of this roll. Ooh, baby, you hate to see it. And what you hate to see even more is that, well, you hate to see teams not give the best of their ability. And right now, there's no way in hell we can say that this is the best Pittsburgh Knights we've seen. Rebel and the boys from Rebel, especially Demon, all 4 of them, Crack, Cardia, Demon, all 4 of them, they're just giving them the absolute business.
The absolute business indeed here, because PK, man, they have not been
Esa ronda la tienes ya, o sea, domina, ya la dominó mucho en puntos.
You know, anyone for help here. They need to call on each other, but
siguen ganando. Ocupan un break como de 10 segundos y ganarían con uno los de Rebel.
They do have 2 hills on this map, and their backs are towards each other. So all these members of Rebel have to come towards the forefront of their Lancers. And now they have the intel. That shot grenade was huge. It put out a lot of damage, allowed those Rebel members to move up there with their right-hand advantage and be able to get the first kill in this team fight.
No salió sus balas de Dani ninguna de las
dos. His creative angles there. He needed some
Gana con uno ya los de Rebel.
Scenario, but in the end, it is Rebel with 2 hills to their name, and they got all these PK members trapped between them, but they can't lose composure because it's still losable for them.
I see the kill coming out. Demon taking over this F hill, 221 to 157. They have a definitive lead in this. They're going to take their home hill back over. They are going to get pinched at their home hill, so there is a chance for Pittsburgh in this situation. Kill on Cardia, big body shot onto Identives, gets him down. They're going to be able to decap this F hill, 2-1 hill advantage, now possibly threatening a triple cap domination. If somebody just rotates back over to D, just start put that pressure on. You see Crack trying to move up.
A la verga.
Oh my goodness, what a shot, but no downs coming through.
He didn't get in. He didn't go for it.
A lot like Spider-Man, everybody gets one.
You know, even a blind squirrel can find a nut. You know, so that's
blind hog can run up on an ear of corn twice a day. I'll tell you that much.
You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day as well. You know, but maybe we should use that for the next round that PK get. You know, we probably used that one a little bit too early, but you know, even your casters are wrong once a day, folks. Okay, you know, just once though. That's it. Just once.
I could totally be wrong a lot more than that.
Está bien.
Apparently never
o sea, ahora tienen lado bueno los de Rebel. No creo que por esa ronda llegue a haber un comeback, güey.
When you know you wrong, you just got to admit to it, my man. That's why I bought a comfy couch.
I know. True, okay. You know, hey, we are some dull tools in the barn, but we're still useful tools at that, folks, okay? In this round, number 6, it is Rebel with a commanding lead and control of this series currently. We'll see if they can lock in this final round, because we have seen some 4-1 leads blown today already on this map, but I don't know if we'll see it again. We'll find out soon. Depends on how bad does PK want it in this moment. Currently a tie game, and the 1v1 battle up top, I'm waiting. I think that's the one that breaks out. Player 1 comes off the respawn. I think 6 will be able to see it right away, so he cuts back to help his teammates down low, and they will just kind of set up for this 3v3 fight. But player 4, man, the way he's shimmying around that cover. Yeah, the 1v1 fight. There it goes, yeah. Here it goes. He's coming in for it.
A la verga.
Goes for the one shot, and Demon takes him down. Shout out to our observer Meerkat. He knew the right time to switch on over. He saw the movement there. We were watching the same thing, but now with the lead broken, it is going to be the Knights who have to play into the hands of Rebel. But how do they want to do it? Do they want to go to the D hill? Do they want to cut back for E? They're waiting to be a full-man roster, and they currently are. So we'll
Otro 1v contra Raver.
Yeah.
Si lo gana Demon esa.
Raver's gonna be over top of this angle here. Rebel with
Si gana ese 1v otra vez Demon. Verga,
Need to be able to hold on.
Lo que le va a hacer a PK.
Shots over. It's a 1v1 over here. Raver has to be able to win this to alleviate the pressure for his team on the opposite side of the map. Beautiful job by Cardia getting that second down on the side.
Lo tiene bien pelada las de
Give them a
PK.
definitive advantage here at the FO.
A la verga.
To have it. What a roll by Cardia away from the possible one-shot chunk down, only giving him the possible shot to get the down and not the chunk. Demon ends up winning the 1v anyway. Oh my God, what is going on? And
Demon says, I'm not losing no 1v1s against you. But this is still a continuing round here. But you look at it, and you look at where the members of PK are on the mini map. You look at the hills in which Rebel has. It's like in 13 seconds, can they get there? Can they decap any of them? Hell no. Okay, hell to the no. Rebel has had a dominant performance throughout Vasgar. Me and Colin did not see such dominance coming out of him in this series. And hey,
Verga, y siguen, güey.
They come out victorious,
Sigue
5-1.
control.
And Colin PK did not.
¿Y qué mapa es? A ver.
fun fact, both of the Dom players were our MVPs on Vasgar today.
Ooh, rightfully so.
Just throwing that out there.
Hey man, them two scary Dom players that you don't want to run into when it comes down to the dark alley or a racetrack, all right?
Shoo. We're going to be going over to Control now, though. And Control is the game type that Pittsburgh Knights won, so we might have a shot to win. We might have a shot to win our second game 5 of the day. Because if they end up winning Control, we'll be 2-2 going right
Training
back
grounds Control.
Yeah, we would. But honestly, do you think that they have a shot at that Control? Now, I will say this, that they won Reactor. They won Reactor with a 15-point differential, and they clutched up at the end. But I will say that we're not playing Reactor. We're playing a more familiar map in Training Grounds, and honestly, it could give PK a little bit more of an advantage in that Control, because that's a map they're very comfortable on, and they can play it similar towards their escalation setups, which they're very good on that map as well.
Well, I mean, it's a difference in when is Pittsburgh going to start playing back up to their ability, because they are getting absolutely just murdered in every situation.
Así es, tú, Rice, güey.
Rebel, they're losing it.
No sé si quieran que yo haga un video de cómo jugar KGL, chat, y explicarles cómo está el business.
One of the things that people have to be concerned with right now for the Pittsburgh Knights is that it's not even that they're underperforming. They quite frankly look like they ain't got no compass, they ain't got no map.
Si quieren que les explique, la única persona que me puede ayudar para que me ponga lo de buscar y todo eso es Dimais, el coach de PK.
Squad that we've known from the past, all right? They're just kind of they're in the trenches, they're in a slump.
Vayan a tuitearle al Dimais, ¿no?
Against a big rival, and you know, honestly, they were one round away from
Pónganle arroba Dimais, no seas culo.
That was a close.
Queremos video.
That was that 50-50 back and forth.
¿Te cae bien Dimais? Sí.
This Vasgar was straight dominance, all right?
Si es que quieren que suba el video, porque neta yo, si quieren que yo haga un video sobre eso, Dimash me tiene que ayudar para que abra lo de buscar match y así, y para que él también les explique mejor, güey.
But that's the escalation map. We have to go back on over towards control and
Pero tienen que tuitearle a Dimash para que vea que si lo quieren toda la gente.
But PK needs to wake up here in this moment.
I mean, they need to have a pretty good.
Pero etiquétalo y lo etiquetamos en Twitter.
Just absolutely just tossed around.
No, pero ustedes etiquétenlo y etiquétenme a mí también. No sé, pongan la ayuda de Slipper a hacer el video, perro, y arroba Dimash o algo así. Si es que lo quieren, porque es el único que puede hacer, que me puede ayudar y puede hacer eso. Porque él es admin de ese Discord, güey.
Rebel was just doing everything possible right. What can we expect other than a 3-1 advantage for the favor of Rebel in this situation? Because they've without a doubt not slowed down in any of these maps, so to say. They end up losing map number 1, but it was by 11 points, and then they win on a round 11, and then they win 5-1. Good gracious, good God Almighty.
Well, when it comes down towards training grounds, PK have not won.
Ahí me quedé, Gabatron, top 2, güey. La maldición también me persigue desde hace años, cabrón. No me la puedo quitar de encima.
Rebel, they lost to DreamCon on this map, but they did against King Queso. So they are the only one with a win so far when it comes down to it. However, you guys want to stack those stats up. I do feel like with their momentum coming off Vasgar, I think they will be able to build off of that coming into training grounds. But Rebel, we'll see how bad they want it. They have in the past been in positions like this where we've seen them get complacent and slow down and kind of just, play with their food a little bit too much.
¿A quién vamos a etiquetar? A Dimash, que... O sea, si ustedes quieren... Ustedes quieren de verdad que yo les explique cómo jugar KGL, lo de la liga de PK. Que es como que si jugaras una ranked, pero tryhard de ejecución. Donde, pues con tu micro, así todos tryhards se invitan, buscan y están compitiendo también para ganar dinero. Mientras más match ganen, pues van a ganar más dinero. Dependiendo del top que queden, que es el top 6 y el top 6 gana dinero. Si ustedes quieren que yo les explique eso de una mejor manera en un video, yo ocupo que Dimash abra el servidor conmigo para que nosotros busquemos match y explicarles de una mejor forma. Porque ni de pedo lo voy a hacer en un viernes, ni de pedo lo voy a hacer en un sábado, ni mucho menos en un domingo, porque yo voy a estar jugando de 5 a 10. Perro tryhard todo el rato, 5 a 10, 5 a 10, 5 a 10, 5 a 10, 5 a 10. No, pero tú etiquétalo y nosotros lo etiquetamos, a ver. Voy a hacer un tweet etiquetando a Dimash. Voy a poner... Mira, güey. Arroba Dimash. Todo el mundo quiere ese video. Si esta publicación, güey, no tiene mínimo 200 likes, no hago el video, güey. Mínimo. Y con comentario y todo, güey, diciéndole a Dimash, rífate, perro. Si es que quieren ese video, güey. Ya sabrán ustedes si quieren que yo me rife haciendo ese video explicándoles paso a paso cómo buscar un match, una partida de KGL. Esa publicación, mínimo 200 likes. Y con comentario, no nada más el like, perros. Con comentario.
Kind of started the season off flat, picked it up towards the end. We've seen that before. We know about, issues that they may have had towards the off season, but whatever disagreements may have been there, I feel like this Rebel team have sorted it all out, and they know that, hey, let's just keep getting better. This is a brotherhood. These are the guys we want to win with. Stop thinking that the grass is greener on the other side and learn how to be the best team that you could be with your teammates and just trust them. Stop trusting that you can get a new pickup and you guys will be the best team.
¿Y qué ganas o qué? No, yo no gano nada. Ustedes van a ganar que les explique, güey, hacer ese video. Ya se va a acabar el torneo de KGL. No es cierto, Smokey. Es hasta el 4 de julio. A ver, déjame quitar mi cámara.
I'm thinking we're talking about a Lay's queso. Okay, a Ruffles queso.
Cada semana va a haber un KGL y es durante el fin de semana. El viernes, sábado y domingo es una. Es la segunda, 18, 19, 20. Luego la otra semana, 25, 26 y 27. Y luego en julio, el 2, 3 y 4. O sea, aún quedan 3 semanas y eran 4 en total, güey. O sea, están a tiempo para empezar a hacer ese pedo. Y cada semana hay premios, $5,000 de premio. Y toda la semana, de aquí hasta el 4 de julio.
I got a homegrown. My wife made a homegrown Black Angus filet for me downstairs with double.
Es un KGL.
I just gotta get there.
Oh, you good?
Ya les dije, lo que tienen que hacer si quieren que en verdad que yo les explique todo.
So
you gotta do your own butchering if you want to know what you're getting.
You gotta count your yield, folks. Okay. Hell, don't get high on your own supply either. All right. So don't be eating all your meat out there. Make sure that you ain't getting gypped off. Weigh it. Cut it yourself. All right, folks, we're heading into map number 4. It's training grounds.
Control on training grounds. And here we go. Look at this 3-3 with a 1-1 split on the other side. Big fight over this marksman rifle here at the U. First initial down onto crack by Raver. They can continue to put a lot of pressure here down at the bottom side of the map.
Hola, Raver.
Get in here, gets a good shot.
Raver ya se envergó.
Great shots on. Pittsburgh Knights with an early advantage once again. This is what won them that first control map tonight. Was a great start and an even better finish.
¿Será que demos un quinto mapa?
So let's see.
¿Quién sabe? El Monkey ya empezó duro.
Continue the same style of play here as they get the drop shot in the hands of Crack, and looks like they're going to try to use that with a wolf pack to the left side, one player on the flank. That one rocket in the pocket of Crack is going to go deep over the top, holding on to it. Hits the shot onto Raver, but not enough to get the chunk.
Yeah, not enough to get the chunk, but it did open a pathway for Rebel to be able to get in towards this hill. They're trapped in a corner, trying to wait for the stuns to go away, but just not enough time there, and PK keeps building off of this advantage that they had on that initial, and they're starting to push through.
A la verga, están dejando 20 puntos.
Escalation? Okay, about 17 seconds left. They are good to rotate.
Yeah, they're rotating now. They're trying to get away from that thing. They want to get over here because they know where that hill is going to be next. They know it's going to be on this bottom side of the map where they're starting to set up here. You can see the rotation coming out. Cardia.
Perdón, hermano, pero no escuché, solo se juega fin de semana a partir del viernes. Sí, viernes, sábado y domingo. Todas las semanas hasta el 4 de julio. Mientras más apoyado sea eso, más, o sea, más KGL va a haber, lo más seguro, güey.
I don't really like the fact that it was a full 4-man rotation over here.
A la verga, el cross, güey.
Yeah, I know.
So
you just make it so easy.
Yeah, like, look at PK. They're just in a fire range. Just say, look at all 4 of these guys over here. One by one, trying to get to our spawn. Player 8's relaxing. He even got an angle. I'll be damned if Rebel wins this.
A la verga, güey. ¿Qué pedo con eso, güey?
And now all the kills will finally get cleaned up. They just need to head to DB Depot at this point.
O sea, porque yo me podría rifar ese video, pero yo no soy admin de ese grupo, entonces yo ocupo a Dimai.
Good job by that. Pittsburgh off to a dominating early initial on this one, up over 85 points. Up over 85 points, under 10 points for the side of Rebel. Beautiful job, 28 points left on this one. They can get it up over 100 before they even have to start rotating. And you can already see that Rebel is trying to take position towards
ya se envergaron, nunca les bailen.
Gets under 19 seconds.
Vergui, sí, cierto, y Rebel ya bailó, güey.
Depot Hill, just to get into a position to try to get some points
o sea,
on the board.
Ya dominó 2 puntos enteros really, casi, güey.
So far, they have not. It wasn't able to win the fight at the neutral hill off the start of the round. We saw the botched 4-man team push through no man's land to the spawn that didn't work out. But Rebel will be at the DB Depot before Pittsburgh Knights, and now they just have to win this fight. They're able to bait out a nade there. Identis is going to stay here and try to focus as many people to him off this off angle, and it's really a power position which he's currently sitting in, because if any of these members of the Knights come down those stairs, they go back there without clearing him. They will take shots in their back. But I love the lead from the drop. He actually may have gotten a little assist there as that drop shot, I think, hit Monkeys. In the end, it is going to be the Knights who can win that fight. But Identity in the spawn being a nuisance. Monkeys is the only one over here towards the Overlook, and these Rebel members can't get into an engagement with him in time as he has that height advantage. So this will be a nice heal, and I think they have systematically won these battles, won the big battles that they need to kind of flip positions with Rebel.
And they've done it, I mean, off the back of some pretty impressive CQC fights where they've been able to wolf pack around the map and really put the pressure on different players from Rebel.
Verga, P.K está jugando bien agresivo este mapa,
Raver now finishes up on Cardia. A few more seconds on this, about 20 to go, makes it 140 to 40, gets it back up over that 100-point club situation. See if they continue to hold on to it. Now they're going to start rotating across. They know that next hill will be rotating down toward that range side. You want to get somebody up in the overlook to try to get that Lancer angle across the bottom. Flash out by Identives. Will try to run now. Don't really think they need this fight, but they're going to continue to push up against him. Even with the Lancer help from the Heaven position, they're not able to get that down or that kill onto Raver. Beautiful job. Cardia now just trying to check those players from the Pittsburgh Knights. What it looks like they're trying to go for is maybe a double setup where they're trying to get one player in each Heaven. Do the drop, frag. What else you can throw with
Ay, no,
Yo,
ya me dio la pálida, me acordé.
And that's
Me acordé del drop shot de
¡No! They're gonna have to use those weapons to get back into this game. So with another drop shot coming off respawn soon, Rebel needs to just focus up on winning these fights. They don't have any Heaven position currently, but they do have the guy at Overlook just kind of occupied. And over here, they got all three members of the Pittsburgh Knights in front of them. Now we're watching from the Knights perspective as they're trying to bust through this setup of Rebel. And so far from Raver, these L triggers of his shoddy peppering up his opponent, but with Crack going down,
recuperando
the Knights. Raver may have jumped too soon, and he's gonna end up paying for it as they're wiped from the two players, Demon and Identives. They will continue to capture the remaining points on this hill, and they will learn where their opponent's spawn is now.
Beautiful job. They're going to have all four players on this right side of the map. They could have the rest of this hill if they wanted to stay there, try to get it to about 100 or so against 120. Rotating back into that cubby corner was Identives. Unsure why he kept trying to challenge up on that. The rotation's starting to come through for Pittsburgh Knights because they know this hill is going to be on that.
A la verga, está uno escondido baiteándolo, güey.
Crack in the cubby corner. Won't allow him to pressure up. Demon and Crack here holding court on the back hallway, and now they've rotated, I believe, Identives up into an area where he could Lancer out, maybe even going for that Heaven. They're going to try to have this early initial rotation down to force the players from Pittsburgh Knights into a bad situation as they try to come for the takeover on this next hill.
You know, Identives doesn't fall there. You know, he's in a position to get the drop for his team, but I do agree with you, Colin. He was a little bit too aggressive there in that spot. He was just a half a spread short from possibly getting that chunk, but that was the end. This is now, and when it comes down towards Overlook control, this is a big battle for the Knights, and they got 3 kills on a kill feed, and the last member over here will be Identives. So the Knights, they'll be able to rotate into this hill without any problems, but for the drop shot fight, there's an idea, just pick it up, and he will go down, but is it on the ground? I think it is there in the corner. So it will be a drop shot acquired. It's in the hands of Crack, and we'll see what Rebel can do with this to get be able to retake this Monument Hill.
Up on top of the Heaven, trying to look down, and he sees that one player from Pittsburgh is
Se prendieron bien cabrones de PK. Empezaron muy duros, pero ya los no están tan ya Reven no está tan separado, güey, en sí.
Pittsburgh Knights, but they do have a lot of talent to play with. They have a lot of surface area to play with as well. Drop over the top will get the kill on Dezo. I don't know if you have to waste that with a 2v1 on that situation, but they go.
Pero ya está peleando sobras ya Reven. Se tardaron un chingo de tiempo en pelear ese punto.
That gate from Raver won't find, but so much onto Identives. Now shot over the cover. We'll get the down. Summons pulls up into the hill. Finishes the first one off. Now has to worry about Cardia. Up A out. Won't be able to get the down, but does get killed off. Cardia returns fire. Gets a double kill there. 10 seconds left on the hill. Not a lot to do with that one. There's going to be trash time, and the hill's already rotated toward the bottom right-hand side of the map here across the DB Depot. And Pittsburgh Knights are already in the area.
Yeah, and you know what? Rebel played very aggressively off that one drop.
Y luego salieron de ese lado los de Rebel. Está bien pelada pasar por ahí, güey.
It could have been a pistol situation. Now, off that last kill, Rebel did get some scrap time, but you know, throughout all the chaos, PK was able to rotate and get set up over here towards Satellite. So they will be have a player in the hill. They got player 5 extended towards the depot side of the map. And with summons in Heaven, I'm loving the angles in which PK can work with. that Summons is going to have to help his teammate down low towards the back hill in his 2v2 fight and not worry so much about his teammates down low. And he does a great job backing up to support for him, and they clean up all of these kills.
And they do a fantastic job of it yet again, up over 200 points now. Pittsburgh Knights doing a much better job mid-round on this control than they did on the reactor. Someone's trying to get a little extra shots there in the middle to try to get that down on Cardi. Won't be able to get it to go. Goes back up to the heaven, has another good angle. They get the down finally. The damage mitigation does require a lot of shots to take out, but they will get that kill. Now they're going to flash out Dezo, looking like he's going to go up to the top of the overlook. He's got a teammate here with him. They get the call out that there is one. It's going to be Identives. He's down. He gets cleaned up as well. The revive doesn't come through from Crack, and it's a beautiful job here. Top overlook by the Pittsburgh Knights yet again on another good early rotation.
Yeah, PK, man. They have just outclassed Rebel when it comes down to the rotations on this map. They have been there before. They have been able to get set up. They've won a first team fight. And when it comes down to power weapons, they have gotten more.
Vamos, Mono, tú sí las aseguras. Hola, ver, nah. Es que Mono es muy bueno con drop shot.
Drop shot from Monkeys to acquire the double and just keep racking these points up for his team. And they are one team fight away from winning this map.
Frag over the backside of the U. I think he needs to throw the other one, not over that middle cover. I thought he was going to throw it to the left side of the U. He still gets the kill at Dezo. Monkeys has rotated up and got a kill on him. Beautiful job holding court there at that right-hand advantage. Crack is going to melee out. Doesn't get the down onto Raver. They win that initial. They are continuing to control the hill. They have
literalmente sí fue una putiza, güey.
To win off of this game. They got to find the next respawn location. They're going to get the call out that it's coming from the right side. Both of these players from Rebel have to push up into the hill quickly as it is up over 275, up to 280 now. 20 seconds to go before the Pittsburgh Knights tie this up at 2-2 apiece and send us to a map 5 execution.
Yeah, they are holding the line. No one gets behind them. It's a 2v3, 8 seconds on the clock, and a miracle needs to come through for Rebel, but I don't think that's gonna happen. They don't got the juju to this map, folks. But hey, as fans and as casters, we definitely got it because we're going to another game 5. And with these two teams, how can you be anything less than excited here? The Pittsburgh Knights gets us all tied up, and they take both control maps of this stage.
Este mapa sí fue una vergüenza.
First execution, it went to around 11. Will it last? Well, make sure you guys stay tuned to find out right after
Quinto mapa, ejecución, torre de reloj. Quinto mapa. Rico mapa. En 3 minutos se pone. ¿Qué pedo que esta apuesta de 3 millones de puntos? Esta apuesta que va hasta el límite. ¿Qué pedo con lo que están jugando? Están bien emputados los dos equipos. Está muy bueno, güey. Neta, está muy bueno. Y luego es torre de reloj, güey. Un Wambi abajo con poquita ayuda de balcón. Y luego pelear el sniper a muerte. Nah. Un Twitter después del match. Claro, yo vi que ya bailó Crack, güey. Y al final del match para Twitter. Y hablando de Twitter, chat. Hablando de Twitter en estos 2 minutos. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Qué pedo que nada más 106 personas lo quieren? Nah, chat. Nah, deja elimino el tweet. Nah, yo pensé que iba a tener ya 400, güey. Somos 800 personas viendo este desvergue. Pa' 109 likes, güey. No mames, para eso me despierto, pongo buenos días y tengo esos likes. Nah, mames, se maman, banda, Pinche raza mamona. Está bien, no voy a decir nada, güey. Actualiza. Nah, mames, se actualiza para 120, güey. Es más, mañana les hago la prueba, güey. Voy a poner un buenos días, güey. 120 likes, güey, así. A este güey ya lleva rato, güey. Que se vaya para MG, güey.
Pro League. It is split 3, phase 1, day number 6, and it is a day that you guys hopefully did not miss up until this point. If you're just joining us, we're heading to our second game 5 of the night. It's Pittsburgh Knights versus Rebel, and when it comes down to it, PK, they have been
imagínense, chat, yo dando de mi tiempo, güey, para que ustedes puedan participar en KGL y ver cómo pueden jugar y intentar ganar premios. Y les cuesta un like, güey. No mames, a mí me va a costar mi tiempo, güey. Ya no va a hacer nada, chat. Ya me envergué. Ya me envergué, la neta. Estoy bien envergado. Estoy furioso.
Who will be able to put their team in a better position?
I also I can't wait to see if Pittsburgh Knights continue to throw one of their original game plans on this map out, where they were very heavily trying to get in control of that sniper on clock tower. They were getting Dezo up into the area, throwing flashes, throwing smokes, whatever needed to be to get him that long shot in hand. So I'll be curious to see if Pittsburgh Knights either continue to throw that at the wall, because it's what I believe won them the last time they played this map, or at least won them a bunch of rounds last time they played it, or if they're going to change up their strat, try to go a little bit more standard.
Yeah, I'm curious to figure it out as well. Because
hasta duro en control, sí se mamó en training ahí,
There are a few strategies which you could use, but there's not too many, right? You can have your 1v1 player, and he has a few options of playing passive or playing aggressive in that 1v1, and that can open up the doors for his teammates up top.
Este también por spam, güey.
You know, you're going to see a lot of utility grenades tossed out.
Pero no hagas spam, pinche. ¿A quién baneé? A Denise, a Dennis, no sé. Esta Breaker sí es quinta mapa.
And then I guess the third variation of it when it comes down to clock tower is the aggressive back pillar players finding these opportunities to push up towards that mid pillar, get some damage on the line, or be able to harass that sniper quick pick, get it back, and be able to reset this map, because as soon as that scope is touched, we usually see chaos break out on the map, because these squads know that if they get reset up, it's going to be even harder to win than it was off the start of the round.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think one of the things that I've really enjoyed seeing...
¿Sirve la ruleta? No sirve ahorita. Está descompuesta.
You get the flash to kind of bank off that back column.
Neta, yo quiero ya dar los puntos,
either the initial stun, or you have somebody push up to the front side of the snipe pillar and get any kind of lancer shot onto him. You just fly. You fly, you hope not to die type situation. And if you can get that first down, you put your team in a situation where you can pressure up. Vanquish has kind of led the way with that. They've done a fantastic job with getting precision in those fights. Pittsburgh Knights and Rebel both have front spawn players. They both have players that can play secondary, that could be very integral to that kind of fight, to that kind of mindset and that thought process. I'm really hoping to see one of these teams try to take advantage of that early in this map number 5.
Yeah, you know, I hope they do as well. And
I think ya ganó PK. Puro pinche PK.
Play be made here as well.
Oh,
and you know, I know it was a conversation talked about earlier when it comes down to the torque, but on
Quinto mapa, chat. Quinto mapa. No los veo inspirados, no los veo tensos.
That thing is non-existent. Okay, yeah, it's down there on the map, but if you go for one is you don't go for it off the start. You don't see anyone there when round 1 kicks off. If you do, you're axing to lose. But if your opponent picks up the snipe, nades get picked up, the battle breaks out. If you can find a way to get there, get the weapon, and be able to back up for your team and make some plays, phenomenal. That's awesome. But usually we see the team, whoever picks up the sniper, they were rotating, use that power weapon to gain all the other power weapons on the map. And from that point on, they'll try to close out the round. So Clock Tower is clear cut, folks. And we're going to see which one of these squads won it the most, because I think when we kick off this round, Colin, it's going to be...
Mejor regresa a los puntos. No sea culo. No sea culo.
Maybe possibly. I was going to say, during challengers when we saw Clock Tower a lot, I actually had Taylor ask me why people don't go for the torque bow. And I was like, you can't delay a 4-man push across the top as much as you think you can. It's just really hard to do. And nobody's ever trained for it, really. Already Raver trying to push in, gets that first chunk like I thought it was, that secondary position. Beautiful job there to get that kill.
Los dos equipos jugaron los 4 arriba,
Trying to scramble around. They answered.
La verga, crack. No mames, por poco, güey. Primera ronda para PK.
Folks, you know,
les va a dar diabetes a los que le apostaron a Rebel, con esa primera ronda para PK.
Who struck first on round number 1, and they kind of capitalized off of Raver's first blood that he was able to get, and Decisive got the remaining 3 kills on the map. We head here into round number 2. We'll see if Raver is going to be playing just as aggressive as he was before.
Shots across the top of it. Raver trying to get into a position to maybe go for that up A once again. Maybe trying to get that quick down, that quick kill across the top.
A la verga, ¿cómo te van a Raver?
There's the down though.
Igual chat, 4 arriba.
Needs to try to push across to get that kill, but they don't get it in time. They actually move Identity to the front side of the pillar of Snipe, where I really like that.
A la verga.
I really love to get the damage across that top. But once again, Raver, he moves up, he takes his advantage, he gets that 1 kill. Now it's a 4v3 across the top of the map. And this is where we should see Pittsburgh Knights take their advantage, try to get in here, get a couple of extra kills.
2-0, chat.
It's 2v3 now. 1v3, and that's going to be it. Pittsburgh Knights won back-to-back rounds in this situation.
And, you know, in that round right there, we saw Raver go down first on the line, but the recovery PK. They get the revival. Even with those players being flashed out, you saw Identity kind of move up, you know, try to see if he can get a cross down low on lane, but he took a little bit of damage, and the player on PK, who was able to assess that and make the play, was Summons. He moves up to that mid pillar, he gets the down on Identities, and from there is able to keep applying pressure on the other members out there of Rebel. As we kick it off this round, Raver hit Identities with a decent shot, but not comfortable enough to move forward. En Cardia, he's putting all
Raver está siendo más mañoso en cuestión de darle los tiros por arriba del cover. Está bien. Raver sacrificó su vida para que de eso agarrara Sniper. Y creo que ya están rotando el punto. Quisiera saber dónde es el punto, güey.
Transition it down low and pick up the rest of the power weapons.
That's a beautiful job there in another round by the Pittsburgh Knights to kind of get that snipe in the hand of Decisive, get him away. Summons also has the torque, bolt out toward Demon underneath. They are just trying to get any damage onto him to make his life miserable. The bolt out won't be able to find anybody. You should hear that third one revving up. Still all tied up, but I believe the positioning advantage is in favor of the Pittsburgh Knights right now on this hill, on this round where the hill spawns back here. And they've got Dezo overwatching with the sniper. So anybody that tries to just straight fly at Summons will be definitely injured. Cardia is going to be full red. Pick up and the down and dead thanks to Decisive. Torque bow out, doesn't find anybody. Dezo will go down. Someone tries to find another one, won't be able to get it, but look, there's the quick revive up. 30 seconds until the ring will spawn. I think Dezo just has to be able to check people up here at the top.
A la verga, güey.
Yeah, that's it, and with that snipe coming through, Demon knows that, hey, you know, I lost my only teammate. You know, let's just kind of close this round out and start talking about next. Well, with this
está en medio, fíjate que en el mapa dice, no me he dado cuenta de eso, güey.
Rebel, I'm back in this map for Rebel. But they need to get something going, Colin. I don't know. They haven't been able to find anything that works out for them. Round number 1 was really close, but from that point on, they've been getting initiated on, and they've been kind of losing those battles. So we'll see if they have a better initial coming into this round.
Chismoso, güey.
Over the top, Raver trying to get stub shots out, trying to get damage on the
crack.
He's going to be stunned, but nobody takes his advantage here. Monkeys is going to be full red. They rotate Summons into the position. 4-man push from Rebel up top. has a lot of damage, but they can't find any kills just yet. And look at the way everybody's bouncing around. A lot of downs come through.
A la verga, Demon.
First to fall. Now Monkeys, Summons, and Raver.
3-1, chat.
Last alive for his team. Little Miss roll into the cubby corner. He's gonna finally be cleaned up.
Man, you know, so far, you know, I have seen, you know, Identives kind of shift up towards that mid pillar a few
Te viene,
times.
chat. Acabando el match, derechitos
It
para
feels
Twitter,
like PK
papá.
is waiting for that, and that's how they're starting to kind of you know, just reverse the aggressiveness here of Rebel. They focus on that guy on mid pillar at the secondary. They get him weak, and they kind of push him towards the
Se rifó
secondary.
bien cabrón Demon allá a entrar así en el
PK's
pasillito,
focus
güey.
point here so far, but we'll see if it happens again. This time Identis goes for the quick pack, the quick pick. Smoke is there, he gets back safely.
Qué buen teamwork ahí fueron, con las granadas. Estonearon a todos los de PK, güey.
Player 4 already rotated to try to get some positioning down low and some power weapons in. Monkeys was able to get the nades.
Identive's trying to stack up there with the snipe. Won't be able to find that first head. 4v4 in the situation. Have nades underneath. Dezo is going to go down. They're going to try to clean him up with a snub. Won't be able to get it either. Identive's now having a fight for his life. Back A's won't be able to find a kill. Nobody really lancering for him. Nobody coming down to help and offer up the aid that Identives might have needed in that situation. Someone's gone down as well. It's going to be a 2v2 on the map with Monkeys up top right next to Dezo. Frags will go out. Won't be able to get them both off before he gets jumped. 2 rounds in a row for Rebel.
That round was a saving grace for Rebel. It could have got messy. The things that I saw to go wrong for him and that went right for PK was that even though the sniper got picked up for Rebel, that player who was watching down low.
Qué bueno, güey. Se está poniendo reñido, güey.
And PK got the jump on a nade. Now, even though they got a player in torque bow, Rebel still had to come down low and make sure that they can at least try to secure the torque bow on that side of the map and play off those kills down low. But you know, throughout the chaos, they did find a win condition, but man, it got messy for the Rebel fans. Let's see if they'll clean it up in round number 3. Demon gets the frag grenades, and he's already out. Uncontested, PK has to go forward. It's not going to be good for him here in a second, especially if anyone goes down.
Troleó de eso, bueno, en hacer eso, dejó que le dieran todo el cross.
Lancer over the top. Someone's trying to find anybody he can at this point. Down 1 man. You've got to be able to find a quick pick somewhere. You got to be able to find somebody that you might be able to pick on. You see them rotating Demon all the way across the bottom of the map, going for this extra and Lancer angle into the back, onto Raver on the back pillar. Raver's now going to have to take over that mid position. It looks like they might push down here to try to get a kill on the Demon to open it up and make it 3 versus 3. But Raver gets left alone, and now he's going to get cleaned up top. What a rotation by Rebel. They have answered back and stormed back with 3 straight rounds. If they can just finish off Summons and Monkeys in this situation, they're going to make it 3-3. All the bouncing in the world is not going to stop you from going down when, without a doubt, Crossfire is just too strong from Rebel.
3-3.
Man, I wonder how did like Demon really kind of pick those nades up under PK's nose, because once they got picked up, it was a Mr. Krabs moment for them a little bit on the map, and it was like, oh my god, we have to make a play. It's been 5 seconds since we saw him get picked up. We know he's rotating them back, so they were really slow there. And who's ever playing that lane for them,
aquí
always
se
have
van
to check
todos
up with
los
that
puntos,
guy down low, and it's player 3, so that's going to be Summons. He knows Demon is there, but he shifts up top right away, so it looks like PK is going to make a fast initial off the back pillar, and it's called the mother push. Smokes to the front, flashes in the back, right, Colin? Now, even though the smokes really don't come out there, and that may have been an issue for this round, because you see the down
4-3 favor Rebel.
Rebel with a 4-1 on the map. Man, they clean that up with ease.
You know what the issue was on that round for Pittsburgh Knights?
Comeback,
The amount
papá.
of bullets they didn't
Ya dieron la
fire
vuelta en ronda.
That could definitely be a problem there.
That is
They
4
got the
straight
sniper
rounds
rifle,
for
but
Demon.
they were just sitting ducks running back, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, you can't, if 2 rounds now, or last round you went for the sniper rifle and you get absolutely whitewashed out of the map, do you really go for it again? Do you really think Rebel and the boys don't have an answer for that? Because they just did it to you 1 round ago. There's no reason to be silly and try to bash your head against the concrete wall at this point. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And Pittsburgh Knights just showed that they were a little insane in the membrane with that double push toward the snipe 2 rounds in a row, and now they've given up 4 straight rounds to the side of Rebel. They need to find a way to stop the bleeding here in map number 5.
And it's a 4v4 up top for now, but Demon has been rotating freely towards his back stairs.
Eso ya agarró el sniper.
Back pillar wasn't able to focus on him in time, and Demon, he has to run. Him and Summons are in a race. They're in a race towards the angle, and Summons actually beat him to the angle to get the nades. Demon wasn't able to react in time, but does he want to take this fight? I don't think it's one that he wants to take, but maybe he has to. In the end, it's PK with all the advantages in which they need to win this round and get us tied up 4-4. He just got to hit the shots.
This body shot there on Identives is going to give up the team revive. Now Dezo trying to come around the backside. Doesn't make it in time. Dead. Monkeys last alive. He has to make a miracle happen, bouncing around. Not going to find anyone or anything. Rebel leads it 5 straight rounds. They are
una ronda y se la lleva Rebel.
3-2 victory here in our final matchup of the day.
Talk about that missed body shot right there, okay? But also, I don't think PK had to play that as fast as they did, Colin. Yeah, they got the down, but Summons has nades. Where was the nades in all of that, you know? I don't know if he tossed them up from down low, but he could have went and got the torque ball if he wanted to. That's one of those rounds that you got to slow down, and that's probably going to be the most demoralizing round that happens in this map. May even be the swing round. Rebel, one away from taking the series. And Idents has got the snipe as well.
Siento que Crack va a ser un OP o algo así y va a matar a uno.
He's going to look out from this back pill. You see the shot over the top toward Monkeys. Doesn't find that first head. Then trying to, I think he's trying to find that angle there on that player. Dezo's going to throw this nade up through the middle.
He's taking a lot of shots though. Oh, he goes down and nades in his hands.
Ya gana Rebel.
Get cleaned up from that side. It is going to be a 2-man advantage on the map for Rebel, but
wow, Mono. Estaba escondido ahí Mono, güey.
Summon springs into action, trying to take the fight towards back pillar, but he needs the perfect play, and it does not come through for the Knights, but for Rebel, talk about a perfect performance in the game of Clock Tower. That's 6 straight rounds in a row, and they take this series 3.
Apagar los puntos, claro que sí. Predicción, elegir resultado, rebeldes. Diablos. Y chat, yo aposté